The murder trial of a man accused of killing a retired Missouri State professor is scheduled to pick back up tomorrow morning. Edward Gutting is accused of breaking into Mark Cooper's home and stabbing him to death. He's also accused of cutting Cooper's wife in August of 2016 as she tried to stop the assault. Frances Watson has been following the case. She joins us live with a look at what's ahead. Frances.
Yeah, Paul, Edward Gutting pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity to first-degree murder and armed criminal action charges. Now, last week, the case finally went to trial after years of delays, both due to Gutting's mental health and the pandemic. Tomorrow, the court is expected to hear one more medical expert witness on behalf of the defense before both sides present closing arguments.
The cases are rare where individuals are found not guilty or acquitted by mental disease or defect. Those cases are rare. And so is it an uphill battle? Yes, it is an uphill battle.
Edward Gutting's former attorney, the late Dee Wampler, speaking in 2017 about his client's not guilty by reason of insanity plea. According to online court records in 2019, Gutting was deemed incompetent and lacked the mental fitness to stand trial. But in 2020, his case was cleared to proceed. Last week, the trial of the former Missouri State University instructor accused of fatally stabbing former history professor Mark Cooper began. Though our cameras are allowed inside the courtroom during the trial, we aren't permitted to record any audio. The state's most prominent witness, the only survivor of the attack, Nancy Cooper. She described in great detail how she and her husband tried to fight off Gutting. Mrs. Cooper telling the courtroom that Gutting grabbed her by the arm and said, quote, "I don't want to hurt you, but I'll kill you if I have to. This is between me and him," end quote. During the attack. The defense's case relies on medical experts. The court ordered Dr. James Reynolds to assess Gutting's mental state at the time of the crime. Dr. Reynolds says he found Gutting to be mentally stable at the time of their meeting, but his schizophrenia likely caused delusions that caused the stabbing. In addition to Gutting's diagnosed mental illness, we learned that he chronically abuses alcohol and in the past had huffed nitrous oxide. Dr. Reynolds testified that both could have had a, quote, lasting effect that could have permanently altered his mental state, which could have, quote, contributed to the crime. However, prosecutors argue his drunken state is what fueled the murder.
But if a person is acquitted or found not guilty on the grounds of insanity, they don't get off. They go to a mental institution, maybe for the rest of their life.
Judge David Jones is expected to resolve the case and decide the outcome of the trial. There is no time frame, though, in which that could happen. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Frances Watson.